All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome back here to Brevard Sports Network. An absolutely thrilling evening on the diamond as the Bayside Bears get a walk-off win over the Rockledge Raiders in softball. And we continue the evening tonight. First up is going to be the head coach for the Satellite Scorpions volleyball team, Mr. Daren Bolton. We're going to talk, of course, volleyball, but we're going to talk about an issue that's been very near and dear to the hearts of many in this community, and especially this gentleman here. He is a Space Coast Sports Hall of Famer for a lot of reasons, and one of them is beach volleyball. First of all, Coach, welcome to Brevard Sports Network. It's good to talk to you again. How have you been?
All is good. All is good. It's crazy. It's a crazy time of the year with high school beach volleyball and club beach volleyball going on at the same time, but that's my life.
I hear you. And we're going to talk about the big win that your girls got over Merritt Island recently. But first, Coach, I'm being told that the approval has been passed down for the new sand courts here in Brevard County. Now, first, tell us about these courts and tell us what this approval means.
Yeah, where we're at right now is, anything that you try and get done through the school district, there's a lot of steps to go through, and we just got through a big hurdle of getting the school administration on board. What we're at now is we basically have ran it through risk management, and we're working on we have to start the fundraising so that we can put in what's called a school initiated project. And
Okay.
basically, we got the approval to put in a school initiated project. So there's still a lot of steps to go through. The big challenge is going to be we basically have to fund all the money for this project. It's part of the agreement was is that we would get it funded, and so we've got that challenge ahead of us. Once we get the funding up, then we will be able to at that point submit the school initiated project. It'll go in front of their committee for approval, and then once they approve it, we can break ground.
You know, um, how much money needs to be raised?
Well, we're working on that. We just got the okay to start pursuing that this week or at the end of last week. We're getting quotes. A lot of it is we really had a good hit, almost had this going right before COVID hit. And we had some people that were pledging money. Had some companies that were pledging materials. We're tracking all that down again. So if we can get some materials donated, we're looking at anywhere from 30 to 50,000 based on, is the city of Satellite Beach going to be able to help us out? We're hoping that we can get help from them. We're hoping that the company that was offering the materials will continue to, maybe still offer it to us. We have not got confirming that, but we had someone willing to donate the sand. So it's really how much we can get donated. But the worst case scenario, I think if we just funded it 100%, we're probably in the neighborhood of 50,000 with all the netting we have to get, the courts, the sand,
Yeah.
the rock, the excavating. There's not much excavating to be done, but it's an uphill climb, but it could be as little as 25,000 if the sand's donated. But it's challenging because, as you know, with hauling or anything construction, they'll give you a ballpark price until it's time to say go, because those truckers hauling it, it depends on where they have to haul it from, depends on the cost of gas at the time. So there are some variables, but our goal is probably going to be to break ground on this. We're probably going to have to get in the neighborhood of 30,000.
We're here with Satellite Scorpion head volleyball coach, indoor outdoor Daren Bolton, and we're talking about the new courts. And well, Coach, obviously Brevard Sports Network is on board with whatever we can do to help. We'll promote it every day if that's what it takes to get this done. The sport of volleyball is growing leaps and bounds, and especially beach volleyball. You and I have talked about this before, the popularity of beach volleyball and how fast it's growing. Tell everybody how fast this sport is growing.
It's it's been at times the fastest growing youth sport in the United States. I don't think it's been the last couple of years, but it's one of the fastest. Obviously, it's every year it's growing at the high school. We now have Space Coast, Edgewood, Merritt Island Christian, Satellite High, Titusville. Yeah. So just last year, it was really just, it's been the only ones that have been mainly doing it have been us and Merritt Island. So that's just the growth in the county is quite impressive with the high schools. There's other high schools that would love to do it. The challenge is finding someone like Angie or myself or the Titusville and Space Coast coaches that are willing to donate their time. I mean, that we're all doing it. We get no compensation whatsoever. So, that's a big commitment for someone to do. And the number one problem we have in this county that you're well aware of, that I'm so excited about these courts, is I haven't been able to get the support to get courts built. We started out at the pier. They're under new ownership, new management. They don't see the value of beach volleyball. They haven't been a tremendous supporter of it. So we lost those courts, and we've been able to work with Parks and Rec and put it on our high school events at Paradise Park. Maybe not the most ideal. Parking's a challenge. There's really 4 good courts and then 2 okay courts. But what we're hoping to build at Satellite is 6 courts. It will be, to me, a major step in the growth of beach volleyball, especially at the high schools, by getting a high school that has a facility that can host our matches. We plan them. We're hoping to build 6 courts that would allow us to hold duels with as much as 4 or 5 high schools at a time. It will just give us a good place to grow the sport within the high schools.
The challenge that you went through to just get this sport sanctioned in this county was remarkable. And for those of you that don't know, how many years did you spend trying to get beach volleyball? 10, 12 years?
Yeah. You know more about my career probably than I do. I'm not a stats.
I'll tell them.
But I was at Rockledge High when I proposed this, and was probably one of the first, if not the first, in the country to try and do it. California didn't have it. Arizona hadn't had it yet. I was one of the first clubs to start that just focused on juniors in the country, and it blew up. It just was giant. I had just, more kids than I could handle. And so we tried to grow it at the high school. But man,
I know
FHSAA really made it hard early on because they saw it as out of season training. So as much as I battle, and Benita Holland is a key factor in that. I remember we distinctly got on a conference call. FHSAA wasn't even happy with my, beach volleyball was brand new, and I was running a big club, and I was coaching a lot of kids, and they were even trying to say it was out of season coaching, that I was in violation, that I was either going to have to step down from Rockledge or cancel my club, is what was initially told to me when I tried and was really fighting for this to grow and for this to be a high school sport. Funny, 12 years later, here we are. Sunshine State Athletic Conference adopted it 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
FHSAA is finally waking up and coming on board, I guess, next year.
Yeah, that's great news. And I think that, we put that post up when that announcement was made. It's the culmination of a lot of hard work from you. And I think a lot of people that don't know the story need to, Google it online and check it out and read it, because it is a fascinating story about how you just did not give up and ultimately persevered. And as I watch volleyball grow in this county and the talent, you see the Lexi Denenbergs of the world going to UCLA on beach volleyball scholarships. I know for you, it's got to make it all worth it because, obviously between the indoor game and the outdoor game, the girls, they definitely have a preference. Some girls will play it, some girls won't. But I know you love the beach game, and there's got to be a tremendous sense of satisfaction for you in this as well.
Yeah, I mean, every aspect of it. I mean, to think of, I was just trying to get a club going many years ago, and I had a dream of it being a high school sport, and uh, it's cool to see everything that's transpired. Lexi, everybody knows Lexi and knows what she's doing. At least if they don't, they're not a fan of volleyball, because she's playing for the number one team in the country
Right.
in their number one seed. So
Right.
essentially, Lexi is playing in one of the top, well, obviously one of the top programs in the country, and she's playing at their highest seed, and she's a freshman. So
Yeah. I,
it's pretty incredible.
I just watched her. What was it? I just watched a match they were in against Florida State not too long ago. Lexi did an outstanding job. Actually, it was like a morning, and then it was in the afternoon again, and then it was great. Yeah, it was great.
You don't know how great it is, Alan. There's a backstory to that. That if we had time, I would tell you the backstory to that. But the bottom line is FSU didn't recruit those two kids that beat them in lines 1 and 5. It came down to Lexi's court and Riley's court,
Uh,
uh, and so UCLA was down 2 matches to 1.
right.
Uh, Lexi and Riley had to win. Riley was playing in the 5th seed, and Lexi was playing in the 1 seed, and they both had to win their matches for UCLA to win the duel to beat FSU, the school that started recruiting them and then changed their mind and basically told them they might regret it one day, but they're not going to recruit those two kids. And I think the FSU coach might have realized.
One day came a little earlier than they anticipated.
Yeah, I don't want to get too excited because they're going to meet again in Gulf Shores for
sure.
And I'm afraid to get too excited right now.
No, I know, because I believe me, I'm with you on the whole jinxing thing, and I get that. Trust me. Coach, I got to tell you, and by the way, just to close out the beach volleyball courts, please let us know whatever we can do here on Brevard Sports Network, however we can get the word out, however we can help raise money, because we want this to get done, for this community, for you guys as well. So whatever it is we can do, we're in, and whatever you need, whenever you need it.
I really appreciate it. We've got a big task ahead of us, but man, the Satellite Beach community. I'm coaching at probably the best program in the county as far as the support I receive from my administration, from the community. I'm very proud of that, and I feel very confident that we'll get there.
Coach, I'd be remiss if I didn't take a couple of minutes here to talk to you about your team. First of all, let's start outdoors since it's outdoor season. 7-1 this year. Congratulations. You get your first ever win over the girls from Merritt Island. And wow, heading into the playoffs, you got to feel pretty good about where you are.
Yeah, it's been a process. The majority of my girls don't play beach a lot. They support their school. Again, I've told you I'm at a great school and a great program. Those kids come out to the beach because they're Satellite High Scorpions. They're proud of it. They're playing a rigorous indoor club schedule. A lot of them will run from beach practice to their indoor club practice. A lot of dedication and a lot of believing in what we're trying to do is why. I mean, the kids and the parents behind it, driving the kids all around. And it showed this year. It was a huge win against Merritt Island, big time, because they had beaten us pretty bad every year that we've been in existence. So it was a big hurdle for us to get over.
Now, Coach, I'm not one to start any, back and forth. I would never, ever do that. But as I look at your indoor squad coming up this year, you lose 4 seniors, 4 good seniors last year. But I've had the opportunity here in the last couple of months through club volleyball to watch some outstanding players like Sophia Jones and Ava Bray and Riley Parrish. And well, I tell you, they just keep getting better and better and better. And they're satellite Scorpions. And that doesn't even account for the fact you're bringing back a superstar like Lauren Moeller. And as I look at your roster for next year, and by the way, I just want to point out I am wearing my 2020 volleyball satellite district
I did notice
T-shirt. I'm wearing that. So just wanted to point that out. Coach, it is going to be a lot of fun to be a Satellite Scorpion volleyball fan coming up in August. How excited are you for the upcoming season?
Alan, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm nervous about it.
Really?
Oh yeah. No, I don't. As sad as it is, and this is when we first got going on this, and you interviewed me, we were a young kind of rebuilding team.
Yeah.
And we knew what was ahead of us, and now the bar is set pretty high.
Yeah.
We have very high expectations, and that's part of building a program and building a belief system. So going into this season, we had a tremendous season last year, so it's a lot of pressure to have a better season. I mean, you want to always continue to improve, and that's a lot of pressure. I love it, and the kids, hopefully, they respond to it. It's going to be different going into this year with the expectation of winning. Everyone's going to be going into this season with the expectation of going deeper into the playoffs, with maybe trying to beat some teams we've struggled with, and my challenge is to get them to handle that. It can be something that motivates you, drives you, and makes you better, or it can put a ton of weight on your shoulders and make it hard to breathe in those tight moments.
I tell you, and I mean this wholeheartedly, and I might anger some of my football coaching friends out there, but I'm looking more forward to the upcoming volleyball season than I am the high school football season. And I truly, truly mean that. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, cover, and follow. And I'll tell you, we've got some real big things planned here for volleyball this year on the Brevard Sports Network in terms of really making the sport, giving the sport all of the attention that it absolutely deserves. Well, Coach, we're in for whatever you need us for. Don't hesitate to reach out. And I'm just going to jump way ahead and say after the courts are done, we'll get on the lights so that way we can move these start times back a little bit. So that we can make sure we're there all the time for that. But Coach, thank you for all that you've done. And I tell you, every time you talk about beach volleyball and volleyball in this community, your name is always talked about. And so thank you for everything.
Well, Alan, I appreciate all you've done. You were with us right in the beginning. You've done everything you can to promote the sport for us and the kids that play it, and we really appreciate it. It's going to be. I can't get excited yet.
No, I'm with you. I know.
I will be the first one laying in that sand angels if that.
Right.
I have been down this road too many times to say that where I get really excited thinking we're finally going to get some sort of sand facility in Brevard County. But this feels a little different. I have some tremendous people behind me. My administration is fully in, and the parents. I've got some key parents, as you know, Tracy Geach.
Yeah, Tracy's awesome.
And man, it's just a great community. So I really believe it's going to happen. You told me I've never given up, Alan. I've given up. I've given up a couple times over the years, and then that fire gets kindled by these kids and these parents that love the sport.
Yep, no doubt. Coach, thank you again for taking some time here with us tonight. And we're going to let you go because I'm going to bring in my partner, Hunter Steele. He's going to come in and join me, and we're going to talk about something new coming up for Brevard Sports Network. But, Coach, thank you so much for coming on, and sting them.
All right, man. Have a wonderful evening.
All right, take care. That is Coach Daren Bolton. And we go from Coach Daren Bolton to my man, the man himself, Mr.
How we
Hunter.
doing?
Good, Hunter. Welcome back onto the stream. Now, we just talking to Coach Bolton, and man, wait till volleyball starts, buddy. I tell you what, for me, I'm a football god, but these girls work hard. I cannot wait for volleyball season. But you are bringing a big announcement tonight. You know, we're only going to be here for a couple of minutes, but you got a big announcement about Brevard Sports Network tonight. What is it, my man?
Yeah, thank you for having me back on. I'm excited to announce
Wait,
that.
whoa, stop. Oh, hold on. First of all, stop thanking me for having you back on. You're a part of this network. So when I say welcome in, Hunter, say Alan. All right, man, here I go. All right, so let's do that again. Here he is, Hunter Steele.
Alan, here we go.
All right.
I'm excited to announce that our show, BSN Sports Talk, is officially on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It's easier way to stream if you don't have the time to tune in live when we're doing it. We're up to date on the episode, so it's there now. And yeah, I'm excited. So go check it out.
So what do they have to do? Tell everybody how they get there.
Yeah, so if you're a Spotify user, you don't need a subscription to listen. You can just log on and stream any podcast you want. You could listen and subscribe. That'd be great for us if you could do that. Same with Apple Podcasts. You just go in. If you have an iPhone, you're an iPhone user, you go into podcast and you search up BSN Sports Talk and you'll find us right there. Like and subscribe, rate 5 stars. I'm excited for this.
And, you know, Hunter, I got to thank you because it was your idea, your suggestion. You got us rolling on it. And, man, I tell you, I couldn't be more thrilled. I was checking it out today. Thank you, my friend, for getting us set up in that. And it just makes me want to do another show, which we'll be back with early next week. But the goal, by the way, for BSN Sports Talk is right now, the initial goal is 3 nights a week is where we want to get. We're starting 2. We'll build the 3. We'll get there, especially as we get closer here in the summer. All right, man. So Apple and Spotify we're a part of now, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and the best thing about Spotify is, don't get discouraged if you're not subscribed, have a paid subscription, because you can still log on and listen and stream for free.
All right, my man. That's great news. Thanks for popping on. And
absolutely,
that microphone looks good on you, man, by the way. So, but all right, Hunter, we're going to get out of here together. So hang tight. I want to thank coach of the Satellite Scorpions, Daren Bolton, for coming on tonight. Daren, of course, look, we're going to help him raise this money any way we can to get these courts over at Satellite High School. The approval's there. Now the funding needs to come. So stay tuned to Brevard Sports Network to see how you can help. And, of course, my man, Hunter Steele. And, again, tonight, a great softball game between Bayside. Congratulations to Coach Bobby Rahal and the Bayside Bears. They get a 2-1 walk-off win over the Rockledge Raiders. So for Coach Daren Bolton, for Hunter Steele, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski. Have a great sports night, everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow morning from Satellite High School for the 2021 Cape Coast Conference Track and Field Championships. Have a great night, everybody.